Yeah, it's good for today. Yeah. It's the second or third time in a row it's like this.
Question for Jared. You had some pretty strong words after the last game about it being go time. Just, is that what you were looking for?
It is, yeah. I thought, number one, like, focus, right? Their preparation was good, so focused. And then, like, there wasn't any, like gaps in our game, you know what I mean? Like, all four lines going again, so no passengers and really no lapses. Like, I felt like our focus on the details of our game, along with, like, the competitiveness you need, the determination. They were communicating on the ice, which I like to see. PK did its job. Power play did its job. Great bounce back game from our goaltending. Played with a real good conscience on the defensive side of things to limit chances. And the first, like, really like the offense in the first. Like, a lot of shot attempts. I think it was 31, 20-plus shots. That slowed down a little bit for me in the second, but we encouraged them to kind of get back to it again in the third. And just all-around good hockey game from our group.
You're in on that second line with Person and Middlestat, and you had 2 goals tonight. What impressed you the most about his game?
I thought, number one, they played with a really good conscience on the defensive side of things. I thought Mitty was really good arriving in D-zone coverage and down low. They were competitive enough to win a bunch of puck battles and then make some plays. They got that goal going to the net, which I like. It's part of their attack. They're going to have to send bodies to the net and simplify it at times as well. I like the way all those guys skated. I like the way they competed. I like, their structure was great. I thought I'll look through their shifts, but it was a really good line tonight, and that's, the last big one that they had at home. They won us that game, and then they've been a little bit quiet. Drouin seems to have a little chemistry with Middlestad, and I think Parsons' game just keeps coming and coming. He's chipping in more frequently here recently, so has the makings of what should be a good line.
When it was 3-4-0, they started to kind of ramp up the physicality, and you guys also answered back, but you didn't cross over the line. Was that kind of like a point of emphasis on the bench to not fall for anything they might try to?
Yeah, well, I just think, like, you get those goals early, they're going to try to do something to turn the tide. So there's 2 aspects to it. Stay disciplined, okay? But we're not going to let anyone – we shouldn't be letting anyone, like, be physical or over the top on us, because we have that ability too, and – we can be competitive and smart. And I like, Josh goes out, gets a big hit, draws a penalty, we score again, and that was the start of it. Middleton goes out, and their one guy was getting pretty rough with a few guys, and Middleton goes out and has words with him, and I think that's what it takes. It's identifying that on your own as a player. If that's part of your DNA and part of your ability, it's also part of your ability to be able to help our team. So we're not getting pushed out of games or getting taken advantage of in certain situations when we have a lead or when we're down either. So I like that response too.
Was already on a career pace to set a new high in points, scores his first goal in an Avs uniform. Where do you see the possibilities for a player like that, a ceiling here in Colorado?
Yeah, it's high. I think he does so many things well, and he's got great offensive instincts. But, I think he's going to be able to contribute on a nightly basis if he's playing well and their line's playing well. If they're doing the right things, they're going to find opportunities. And he gets in the slot, shoots it. I think he's got a really good shot, and we need to encourage him to shoot. If he shoots more, he'll score more. Now he is a fantastic playmaker as well, so there's a balance there, and you're playing with Nate, so you want to give the puck up a little bit. But I think as they get to know one another, I think both those guys can not only be dishers to one another, I think they have to encourage each other to shoot, and I think the ceiling is really high. Yeah.
Can obviously skate really well, but in some ways are you surprised that he's been able to hit the ground running so quickly with Nate and Cale?
You're always hoping for that chemistry. I wouldn't say I'm surprised though. Like, just studying his game, that is the strength of his game, right? transition, being able to skate pucks, maneuver through the neutral zone, keep possession, ozone entries. Like that is the number one strength of his game. So that part of it doesn't really surprise me. I guess maybe the way him and Nate are playing off one another with very little practice, and like looks like it's coming really naturally, and they'll continue to work at it too. Like we've talked about the conversations that they're having and the leadership from Nate, and both guys like taking an active role and in their improvement of their line and being able to try to be more dangerous. So I'm sure that's even going to get better and better as they play more together.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Yep.